Hey guys, Coach Hammock here, to you from beautiful Georgetown, Texas, here in room 122 of Benold. Bringing you our first video in a while. I apologize for that. Sorry about not being able to get these made as fast or as well as I want, but hopefully we're back on track. All right. Also, if you look into Sophia, I've included a PDF. It's the note-taking guide. Should follow this along pretty well, so you might want to stop and print that out as we go through these videos or today's lesson, the slides, and it should follow along pretty well. It does have some extra stuff in there, and hopefully it'll work out for you. All right, so let's get started here. All right, so yeah, we've seen some of this already. I just wanted to go over it again. Our slope-intercept form for a line is going to be y equals mx plus b. Now, when we look at this, if you look down here, the slope is going to be m, and the y-intercept is going to be b. Now remember, slope, m equals rise over run. Rise over run. And if you see right here in the example, y equals 1/3 x plus 1. The x-intercept is at 0, 1, and then the slope is 1/3. So 1/3 up, 3 over. Rise over run. We'll get to parallel lines here in just a second. We're going to skip that right now. All right, so let's continue on. Finding the slope and y-intercept of a line. All right, so basically when you're looking at this, just like on our last screen, m is going to be our slope. All right, b is going to be our y-intercept. Y equals mx plus b is written in, what do we call it? Slope-intercept form. All right. Sept. All right, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So if we were to graph this just like we did on the previous one, we're going to look at it. Our y-intercept is going to be at 1, and then our slope is 2. Now remember, 2 over 1 equals 2. Rise over run. So it's going to go up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Now, don't forget that -2 over -1 also equals 2. So if we move 2 down in a negative direction and 1 over in a negative direction, that works as well. So right here, we've got that, and if I wanted to come through and draw my line, it would look just like that. Making sure that there are arrows on both ends, and it just keeps going and going and going in both directions. All right, continuing on. Identify the slope and y-intercept of the line with the given equation. Y equals x plus 3. Well, we've got our slope of, there's no number there. So remember, if there's nothing there, a 1 is assumed. Slope of 1, y equals mx plus b. So b is going to equal 3. B equals 3 right there. And then if we go right over here, -2x plus y equals 5. Well, this is not in slope-intercept form. It's in standard form. So what we've got to do is we need to change that into the form. And you see the solution right here. This should actually be down there, but whatever. Let's go ahead and go right here to b. So this is standard form. And so we need to change that to slope-intercept form. All right, so rewrite the equation to slope-intercept form by solving for y. And we're going to write it. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to subtract -2x, or I don't like saying that. I like saying do the opposite. Opposite. Since it's -2x, we're going to add 2x to this side and add 2x to this side. So we come up with y equals 2x plus 5. Y equals 2x plus 5. So now we can look at it and we know that the line has a slope of 2 and a y-intercept of 5. All right, continuing on, you have this checkpoint right here. I'm going to pause for just a second, let you work these out and try to figure them out. Identify the slope and the y-intercept of the line with the given equation. All right, and pause now, figure them out. All right, so our slope for 1 is going to equal 4, and our y-intercept, or b, is going to equal -1. Here, m equals 2, y negative 4. 3. M equals 3/4. Y equals 4. And 4. M equals -2. Equals. Y equals -7. All right. So now we're going to graph this equation, 4x plus y equals 2. So we're going to rewrite the equation in slope-intercept form. Well, if I solve for that, subtract 4x, that's going to come up to y equals -4x plus 2. All right, the next thing we need to do is we need to identify the slope and the y-intercept. Slope of -4, y-intercept of 2. All right, and then we need to plot the point that corresponds to the y-intercept. Remember, it's going to be x equals 0, y equals 2. And so we're right here. X equals 0, y equals 2. We're right there. And then it comes down to -4, so drop 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1 right there. All right. Everybody see that? You've got the slope of -4, which really means -4 over 1. 4 in a negative direction, 1 in a positive direction. Draw my little line right through there, and that's my line. I've plotted that. All right, so we're going to graph the equation -1/2 x plus y equals 1. I'm going to pause and let you do that real quick. All right, so you can see I've already put it into y-intercept form right here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plot the 1, 0, 1. That's my b value right here. And then I know that it's 1/2. Positive slope, positive trend. 1 up, 2 over. Rise over run. 1 up, 2 over. Now the way to check this would be to pick any of these points that the line runs through. And if I put the x value in for x and the y value in for y, it should equal 1 in this case. And they all do. Feel free to check that for yourselves. All right, everybody? All right, so here we go. I've got 3 examples right here. If you'd like to work those out, go ahead and go for it. I'm going to pause and let you do that. Okay, so on this screen, what I went ahead and did is I solved each one for the y-intercept or slope-intercept form. So this is 13, this would be 14, and this would be 15. And so we're supposed to pick which ones this is. Match the equation with its graph. So y equals -3/4 x plus 3. The first thing I'm looking at is the plus 3. Plus 3 tells me that it's above the 0, and so C is our only choice. So 13 is going to be C. These other two both cross at -3. And then look at your slopes. This has a positive slope. This has a negative slope. Remember, positive trend, negative trend. So my positive trend, choice A, is going to be number 15. And my negative trend, B, is going to be 14, right like that. Hopefully you got those right. All right, so let's go on to parallel lines. Parallel, and this is one of your definitions. I won't go back in there. Parallel lines never touch. They never touch. They are right beside each other, and they never touch. So right here, with parallel lines, you have to make sure that the slopes are the same. So we're going to determine which one of these are parallel. You can probably tell by looking at it, but remember, even a fraction of a number difference in slope will eventually touch, because you're talking about these lines going on into infinity. So when we look right here, we have the same lines right here, and we're going to look at line A. Line A is the one in the middle. So we have this point right here and this point right here. And so our 2 points are -2, -3, and 4, 3. 4, 3. Well, it looks like they made that one choice A. So this is going to be our choice 1, and so this is going to be 2. So for me, it's going to be -3 minus 3, if this is 0.2, 0.1, and then x2, x1. So we've got that. -3 minus 3 is -6. -4 minus 4 is -6. That equals 1. So my slope is 1. Looking here, I can also tell that my y-intercept more than likely is going to be right there at 1. Now, don't always think that you can just eyeball it and get it right, but hopefully in this case it's right on that line. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and fill this in. You can try to do the same. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pause and get that done. Okay, so as you're completing this, you see that the slope of line A and line B are both 1. All right, so my slope is 1 right here for line A, and my slope is line 1 or is 1 for line B as well. Now, B, the x-intercept. So you can see that and you can say that they're different x-intercepts. Well, if they're the same slope and different x-intercepts, they're different lines. What would happen if they were the same slope and same x-intercept or y-intercept? Yeah, they would be the same line throughout. So it'd just be two lines stacked on each other. We wouldn't be able to tell them apart. Okay? Just a little bonus right here. If you want to go ahead and try to figure out the equations for that line, go for it. All right, so these are the three line formulas that I came up with for this example. Line C was the tricky one. Basically, I'm gonna leave that open. We're gonna try to work on that in class, and I'm gonna show you how I work that out. If you have ideas, bring them to class. It may be worth some bonus points to you. All right, so let's continue on. All right, determine which of these is parallel. I'll leave this example for you, and if you get it done, bring it to class, and we'll make sure that you got it right. And then right here, you can tell me whether the two graphs of the, or tell whether the graphs of the two equations are parallel lines. So look at these two graphs. You have two lines right here and right here, and figure out, are these parallel, and also are these parallel? All right, guys. Well, I think that's got it for today. Hopefully you've got a good grasp on this. I realize it's a little bit longer than usual. Use that study guide or that note-taking guide, and hopefully it'll help you out. Remember, bring any of your whisks to class, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.